I'm a New York City-based singer-songwriter, pianist, keyboardist, vocalist. I've been performing in the subway as part of Music Under New York, which is part of a department within the MTA. This is my 14th year, I believe. Almost 40 years ago, the commissioner of the MTA sent a representative to Boston because Boston had a regulated pilot program for buskers or street artists. Shortly thereafter, the MTA created a department called Arts for Transit, which is now Arts and Design, which its sole task and mission is to populate the transit system with music and art.
Go ahead with your own life, leave me alone.
And if you saw movies, older movies set in New York, I mean, the transit system was not painted in a very good light. If anything, it was the opposite. All the subway cars covered in graffiti.
Yo, check this out.
Hi, Lee.
Hi.
It just wasn't a pleasant experience for commuters. And what's cool is that experiment, 35 plus years later, it worked. Like, the subway is a much more pleasant experience than it used to be 40 years ago.
Music Under New York does not pay their performers. Instead, buskers reserve playing space ahead of time in over 40 highly trafficked and desirable locations throughout the subway. In order to do this, though, you must first go through an intense application process that opens January 1st of every year.
There's the submission process. They sift through all these hundreds and hundreds of submissions. They select you for the finals. 70 finals. They do the finals one day a year, which is incredible. One of my favorite days of the year. In Grand Central, 5 minutes each. There's an MC, 20 judges, all, very eclectic, diverse group of judges. Some people in the program I've judged a number of years. I auditioned as a New Orleans blues piano player because New Orleans blues is very near and dear to my heart. It's a unique style that you don't hear a lot of people playing, but it worked. Like, being the NOLA, guy works. And you can Google Music Under New York. You can go and see the artist roster. That artist roster, it really represents the diversity of New York City by design. You know what I mean?
But how does one become part of this placement program? There is stiff competition every year, and buskers such as Chrissy are already preparing.
I think that Music Under New York is definitely going to open some doors for me, a lot of doors actually. I'll send them my content, but I also want to send them a new video of me. So I'm going to make sure that my voice is well rested. I'm going to make sure I'm well rested. Wake up and do the application just like any other application and put my best foot forward. I have like a mixed genre, within my set list. So I do rock, pop, R&B soul. Under Music New York is like, okay, wow, now it's technical. I'm really excited. I'm excited for what's to come.
But not every busker wants to perform in Music Under New York or in the subway system. Some performers would rather be outside.
I am a street performer. I play music on the street, and I love it because it's one of the few things now that's still actually like raw. So I heard about the subway stuff like a long time. They've been doing the system for a long time, and I heard about it from a performer in London like 15 years ago, I think. Basically, I think the simplest way is like I've never agreed on people deciding who can and can't play music in a space.
You know that I can use somebody. You know that I can use somebody.
everyone kind of posts online now about like being in touch and living in the moment and all this rubbish that everyone's kind of like trying to trend and hashtag. But street performing isn't possible to trend or hashtag. It's just like real people listening to real music.
Whether above ground or below ground, all of these buskers have one thing in common. It is their love for performing and bringing music into spaces where people would least expect it.
I get to see people's smiles, and I get to go home and be like, I've potentially improved people's days.
I just try to help people have a good day during their travels. You never know what kind of day that somebody's having. Sometimes they could be sad, or maybe they're happy. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of day people have had, but especially if they had a bad day, I try to just brighten it with the music that I sing.
There's no course on how to do this. I learned over years from getting advice from other veteran buskers, techniques to increase tips, donations. And one of them, the most important, is interaction. Acknowledgement is huge. Even some of it's, they're not even tipping you. They're walking by, and it's that positive energy I was talking about putting out. Like, wow, nice pants. I love that hat. And then sometimes they'll double back just because you acknowledge them. It's the most amazing experience. It's questioned by a lot of people. Why do you do it? Like, you don't make that much money. Why? You could be doing other things that make more money. But myself and the small band of passionate buskers, we feel the same way. As an artist, there's just no other platform like it. You're just putting yourself out there for people that the majority of them are just literally passing by. And so when you can break through that, it really means a lot. It's the power of music.